Hello Uganda and beyond. Welcome to UBC Lunchtime News. I am Brian Tumwine Biaruhanga. And now to our first story. His Excellency the Pope Nuncio to Uganda, Archbishop Luigi Bianco, has eulogized the late Pope Francis, describing him as a man who lived a life of service and dedication. While addressing the media on Wednesday afternoon from his residence in Kampala, Archbishop Bianco called on all Ugandans to join in mourning Pope Francis through prayers and memorial services in churches across the country until his burial. We have the details.
Another word important is peace of peace. All the popes did a lot to promote peace. It's also in their ministry, because always there are tensions, conflicts, also wars in the families, in the communities, in the country, and between the countries. So the mission of the Christians is this, to be artisans of peace, to promote understanding, to promote love one another, to promote reconciliation, forgiveness. This is important aspect of the life of the human beings. Without peace, the life is very difficult, and the progress, the development also is a challenge. And another word about the legacy of Pope Francis is the word he chose for this jubilee. You know that every 25 years the Pope proclaimed a holy year. The first was in 1300, it was every 100 years. After every 50 years, now it's every 25 years. And the theme of this ordinary jubilee 2025 is Pilgrim of Hope. We know the difficulties, the challenges, the problems, but the Christians are called to offer this witness of hope. Now in every diocese there is a celebration. I think also in the parishes, the different communities, the congregations are here. So it is all the local communities are invited to remember him in the Holy Mass and in the prayers. And what some dioceses already did, here in Kampala, myself, I will celebrate Holy Mass this Friday at 12 o'clock in the Baga Cathedral, because this celebration here in Kampala. Be as better now to leave out.
Now we go straight to Kasese. The Diocese of Kasese has joined the global Catholic community in mourning the death of Pope Francis, who passed away on Monday morning. Now, during a requiem mass at Kasese Parish Cathedral, the Bishop of Kasese, Chibira Kabale, urged Christians to unite in prayer and pray for the late Pope's soul. We have the details.
Who died yesterday, Easter Monday, at 7:35 a.m. in Rome. Let us accompany him with our prayers. Pope Francis often preached about and talked about the following. Always called upon us, his followers, the believers in Christ, the whole Catholic Church, the whole world, to bring joy, to show love, and to protect the poorest. The refugees and migrants. The refugees and migrants. The marginalized. The fragile.
Been sharing a name with Pope Francis and actually the Bishop of Kasese. I'm in much grief that I've lost my namesake and a leader is looking too, who was giving us guidance in some of the developmental things that we have in Kasese, especially through the bishop who has been engineering development through in education, in farming, in making sure that we look after nature. And I've heard the same message from the bishop today saying some of the objectives and the pillars of the Pope were that we keep ensuring that we visit the sick, we look after the vulnerable, we look after the world, nature, in terms of not destroying it, but instead revamp it, because God gave it to us as one.
This Pope of ours has been very active in faith. First of all, preaching about peace, justice, reconciliation, and love in our families, and love for each other. So we pray that his message stays in the hearts of the people, in families of the people, at workplaces of the people, and in this.
Now, on Easter Monday, April 21st, 2025, the world bid farewell to more than just a religious leader. It lost a shepherd whose heart beat with compassion for the poor and the broken and the forgotten. Now, Pope Francis, the 266th pontiff of the Roman Catholic Church, passed away peacefully in Vatican City following several days of declining health. Now, leaders from the National Fellowship of Born-Again Pentecostal Churches have paid tribute to him, praising his unwavering spirit and courage in delivering messages of hope on Easter Sunday. We have the details.
Across the globe, tributes continue to flow freely, not out of a religious obligation, but in mourning for a man who made holiness feel human. Even in his final hours, Pope Francis showed remarkable strength. On Easter Sunday, just a day before his passing, he made a public appearance, frail but determined, but as a shepherd refusing to abandon his flock.
Even recently, when he was very frail after that long illness, he still could not remain locked up in his room. He purposed to get out and bless the people during Easter Mass.
The provincial overseer of the National Fellowship of Born-Again Pentecostal Churches in Mbarara City, who also doubles as the overseer of Flames Churches, Bishop Davis Arizona, described him as a peacemaker in his heartfelt tribute. In a world often obsessed with prestige and power, Pope Francis has been celebrated for choosing humility and service over status.
As born-again Pentecostal churches, we stand with our Catholic brothers and sisters to mourn the passing of Pope Francis. We see many people, when they are sent to power, their life changes completely. Their lifestyle changes. The way they receive people, the way they communicate, everything changes about them. So they are consumed by power. But we didn't see this happen to Pope Francis. He remained calm. He remained down to earth. And he continues to speak to many leaders today according to the life that he lived.
He will be remembered for acts of deep compassion to prisoners, many of whom had never experienced kindness from authority, choosing modest cars over luxury, and living in a guest house instead of the grand papal palace. He will be remembered for acts of deep compassion to prisoners, many of whom had never experienced kindness from authority, choosing modest cars over luxury, and living in a guest house instead of the grand papal palace.
His humility and simplicity. I read recently that he opted to live in the Vatican guest house rather than staying in the traditional papal palace. You know, I think that was so remarkable. We also see him washing the feet of the migrants, of the prisoners. It is very remarkable of him. I think he showcased commitment to humility.
Bishop Davis says his 2015 visit to Uganda, along with trips to at least 10 African countries, is remembered as a pilgrimage of love, a clear sign that Africa held a special place in his heart.
Yeah, he loved peace. He wanted to see the world full of peace.
Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
Pope Francis. Now, access to clean and reliable energy is among the most effective solutions to combating climate change, with 50% of global carbon emissions attributed to the energy sector. Now, according to Thomas Basso, the Access to Energy Director for the Middle East and Africa, both governments and private sectors need to embrace clean and efficient energy solutions such as solar power. We have the details.
And the most sustainable energy is the energy that is not consumed, that is saved. So we need to be more efficient in our way to consume the energy by making more intelligent buildings, or to have a better control on our energy demand. So this is the part of the efficiencies, to do better on our energy usage. But the other side, we have an access to energy issue, because there is 2 billion people across the world who are facing access to energy issue, maybe not connected to the grid or to an unreliable grid. So these people, they want to and they need to have a better access to energy. As an impact company, Schneider Electric is committed to bridge progress and sustainability for all. In order to reach this ambition, we have launched almost more than 15 years ago, in 2009, a unique approach combining 3 dimensions that we call access to energy. This access to energy, since the beginning, is composed of 3 pillars. The first pillar is impactful investment, because to meet the challenge that we have detailed, we need investment. So Schneider has decided to support local innovation and impact through people knowledge and to finance collaboration. Since 2009, we have already injected 20 million euros through 5 investment funds, which has benefited to 50 companies.
So we are saying with the same energy that they use to irrigate their lands is the same energy they would use to add value, like maybe crushing the groundnuts, drying them, or expelling oil from them through small machines that are available. You're able to use the same energy from the same source to be able to add value, meaning this increases the amount of money that you're able to make. So your social economic status increases, we're able to educate our children better, we're able to better our lives. And what else is beauty about this? It's a scalable solution. It is not a fixed solution. Meaning, as we keep tilling, as the community comes together to get more money, they're able to scale this solution to be able to make more out of it. Remember, the more we can cultivate, the more yield we shall produce, and the more we shall be able to make both for eating. Remember, again, we said there is a risk in terms of our food security because of global warming. So if you're able to produce more, we're able to store more, because if we dry the nuts, we shall store them for longer. And that way we're able to also govern ourselves against the loss, the possibility of food security. And very key to also look at it. Today we also look at carbon. What do we say? Are we able to measure that? From this solution, as I said, it's an intelligent solution, and it has a cloud-based platform that you can use to monitor any metrics you want to look at in terms of how much carbon you're able to measure, in terms of what has been produced, what are we reducing, what are we saving. Again, we said we're also trying to look at education for the future.
Now to NRM. Now, members of the National Party members of the National Resistance Movement have called upon to embrace the upcoming party electoral process, which kicks off on Thursday, April 2025. Now, the NRM will roll out its election roadmap, beginning with the expression of interest and nominations at the village level, including LC1 flag bearer positions as part of its preparations for the forthcoming general elections. Now, according to the State Minister for Industry and Trade and Cooperatives, David Bahati, this process is vital and should be fully embraced by all party members. We have the details.
To call upon all the people in the district of Kabale and everywhere in the country, that's an important exercise, because the branch leadership of the party is the foundation of the party. Like the family is the foundation of the nation, the branch of the party is the foundation of the party. And therefore, if we get it right at the branch, we are getting right at the SEC level. So we call upon all people, NRM members who registered, to come out and freely express their interest to participate in this election.
Now, celebrated Ugandan actor Sam Bagenda, commonly known as Dr. Bossa, has launched a talent identification drive focusing on music, dance, and drama. His mission is to tap into the raw cultural talent in schools, starting with Hilton High School in Mukono. Here's more in this report.
In the heart of Mukono, culture comes alive at Hilton High School. The drums beat, voices arise, and stories unfold, not in textbooks, but on stage. Legendary actor Sam Bagenda, best known as Dr. Bossa, is the leading celebrant as the school marked its talent identification drive.
We are lucky. What we only need is a body that is going to bring us all together as artists and help us in resources. But as far as talent is concerned, with Ugandans, we are up there. I've just seen the creativity here. The headmaster told me that they only spent three days to do such creative work like this. So in the art industry, I have all the hope, and I'm very, very happy that we've got these youngsters who are coming in. This generation is not very easy to handle, but I also thank the government for having revised the curriculum and spearheaded arts and so on.
From Chiganda drums to Luma Saba chants and Toro elegancy, students showcased Uganda's cultural richness. It is a celebration of identity and a platform for talent.
Indeed, it takes time and it takes hard work as well as creativity to nurture such talent. So I want to thank the trainers, I want to thank the patrons. One of the things, by the way, that inspires academic performance is such activities. Talent, when people shake, do this here and there, they go back to class when they are refreshed. We actually have this program every year, and this is meant to nurture talent but also to encourage the learners pick this activity.
The Ministry of Education and Sports is supporting such initiatives through the revised curriculum, placing emphasis on hands-on learning and practical skills. With 30 years of experience on stage, Dr. Bosa credits his success to discipline and perseverance and hopes to pass that on the new generation. Hilton High School Mukono is not only known for academic excellence but also for success in co-cultural activities.
Now to our next story. Uganda is tapping into the gene therapy as one of the most promising solutions for curing complex diseases like HIV and sickle cell disease. Now this research is being led by the Joint Clinical Research Center with Executive Director Dr. Kasese expressing optimism about its potential to transform the lives of 1.4 million Ugandans living with HIV and over 400,000 battling sickle cell disease. Adia Nakuti has the details.
Gene therapy is rapidly emerging as a revolutionary approach in healthcare, offering potential cures for complicated diseases like HIV and sickle cell disease. In Uganda, the Joint Clinical Research Center is at the forefront of exploring this cutting-edge technology. According to Dr. Kasese, Uganda is collaborating with developed nations under the Global Gene Therapy Initiative, ensuring that the country remains engaged in the latest advancement in healthcare. While gene therapy has potential in treating many diseases, including cancer, Uganda is currently focusing its research efforts on HIV and sickle cell disease.
We have systematic follow-up of clinical trials that we do. We go from phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And right now we are at the level of phase 1. When should we expect to have a product in the public sector? Will depend on when we start. We have not even started phase 1 trials here. And there are many different products that are coming out that are being developed. So I think actually what we need to do is to start now. If we want to get any product in the public sector to give to our patients, we need to start the research now because the research takes time. It's a process.
The Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat believes that such breakthroughs in medical technology can significantly boost the country's overall development.
STIOP under the pathogen economy, we've worked on vaccines that we are now taking into the clinical trials. We've worked on drugs. So that support at STIOP is able to support research and development, and that's how we shall be able to get out of the laboratories and get onto the market. But this takes standardization.
Meanwhile, the Uganda National Council for Science and Technology is working on regulatory frameworks to oversee the ethical and safe implementation of these new technologies.
We have developed the gene editing guidelines. The gene editing guidelines is actually the core document that guides the new technologies such as gene therapy. That guideline has been thoroughly developed. We have had input from our lawyers, and also we have discussed briefly with African Union, and what we have now been told to do is to make sure that we submit it to the biosafety clearing house under United Nations Convention for Biological Diversity.
And so no research work will go on gene therapy in Uganda without regulatory approvals. And so that is why the regulatory bodies are very much involved in what we plan to do, and so that they are prepared and ready to review our proposals and also first of all to understand what gene therapy is, to review our proposals, and then monitor the work as we do it to protect also participants and in terms of safety.
Uganda has an estimated 1.4 million people living with HIV and 400,000 with sickle cell disease, making the exploration of gene therapy not just a scientific pursuit, but a national health priority. I'm Nafka Farida and Adia Nakuti.
Thank you, Adia Nakuti and Nafka Farida, for that break. Now it is 28 minutes past 1. UBC Lunchtime News takes a break and will bounce back with more stories.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Mikulu Business Expo kumi pirabiri mwetano ine komyewo wakati wenazo mwezi mwenda paka 11 Mei Lugugu Uma Showgrounds event service providers na business endala zonna mwandu bademu ayuna Mikulu Business Expo kumi pirabiri mwetano emidala jiri kumitwalo nkaga ino bronze mitwalo 8 ku silver ate gold yakakadde kalamba kogata platinum yakamuchi tundu okuyingira Mikulu Business Expo kumi pirabiri mwetano kwa 15 zokka kati wasasula omudala obosasulide ekifo tenti emeza entebe 2 kogata amasanyalaze ne security okumanya ebisingawo kuba 0707 mukaga 20 292 oba 0776 mukaga 20 292 bitendwa mu Center Photogenics Limited, Lean Events, Crane Performers, Chabasa Pharma, BBS Telefina, UBC, Rosie Roots, City Bridals, Joyce Sonko Textiles, Channel Ladies Choice, Njuvu Estates, Junico Rio Deco, Victory Travel Center, Tender Gardens, Eco Farm Pharmacy, Mikolo Magazine, ne Pepsi.
Big thing about the MTN Super. Wali yakapia musite wali yakapia. MTN kabo the super mustairo mpia. Then you kabo the smartphone nebi yakabibiona. MTN kabo the super mustairo mpia. Then you kabo the smartphone nebi yakabibiona.
Get the new Kabode Super smartphone and enjoy 16 GB free. Start with a deposit of only 45,000 Uganda shillings and pay the rest mpora in daily installments of less than 1K. You can also make weekly and monthly installments. Together, our vibes are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply.
MTN.
MTN is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Welcome back from that short break. UBC Lunchtime News continues. Now, Kataka Football Club, a FOFA Big League entity, has qualified for the semi-finals of the 51st Stanbic Uganda Cup. Now, the Mbale-based team advanced to the last 4 after edging out Police Football Club in a dramatic quarter-final clash decided by the post-match penalties where Kataka triumphed 3-0. In the round of 16, Kataka also progressed via penalties, eliminating URA at the Arms Stadium Nachivubo War Memorial Grounds. Kataka now joins KCCA Vipers and the defending champions Chitara in the semi-finals. The winner of the Uganda Cup earns a right to represent Uganda in the CAF Federation Cup. We have more in this report. Now to hockey. Now, Uganda junior hockey team got another blow to their World Cup dreams after the team suffered a second loss at the Junior Africa Cup happening in Windhoek, Namibia. Now, the Ugandan youngsters who were facing the hosts Namibia last night got a decent play in but made a couple of costly errors that awarded their opponents multiple penalties. Namibia made the most of every penalty and capitalized on every opportunity, scoring 4 goals in allotted time, Uganda losing 0-4 to Namibia. Now, this loss makes it 2 losses, 4 games for Uganda, who lost 1-5 against Zimbabwe on Tuesday. The team also got a goalless draw against the neighbors Kenya and suffered a walkover against South Africa. We have the details.
In the Zambia match, we don't concede any PC. Try to minimize the goals, so we have left with 1 game of Zambia, where when we win it, we play the 3rd place match, and that is our goal in the next match, to win it.
The game was okay, though we lost, next time better, but we played very well. Very good, because it's my first time as MVP international game.
I'm not too direct, but enough to give Namibia a comfortable lead.
Yeah, definitely. I think those short corner goals were very well executed, but a bit sloppy.
Now, viewers, UBC Lunchtime News has come to an end. Until next time, thank you for watching, and God bless Uganda.